Hi, my name is Rebekah Victoria. Welcome back to my studio. I am a professional fine artist and I am so excited that you're here with me today. I haven't made a video in a while. I've been kind of keeping a low profile for the first couple months of this year. I had all of these intentions to stick to the plan that I'd laid out for myself and really get stuck into it come January and February, but there were other plans for me. I've been going through a few things. I've been really suffering a lot with migraines, and that has slowed me down a lot. And my kids and my hubby have also been pretty sick recently, so I've had 3 weeks of a sick family member at home, and this week I'm finally at home by myself. And we've also been doing a little bit of work in the studio. We had someone in that mudded and taped and painted all the walls, so I had to take everything down and pack it all away and then wait for that to be done. And it did take a bit longer than we'd hoped for, so that kept me out of the studio for a little while too. But honestly, I think it was a bit of a blessing in disguise. The timing actually worked out really well for us, because with everything that was going on health-wise in our family, I really hadn't had time or energy or motivation even, honestly, to get into the studio and work until now. And so I've just kind of been following those instincts and really trusting my intuition. It is amazing to have a plan and to have something in place so that you can be prepared to work towards things. But you also, I think, really, as an artist, have to be willing to pivot and have to be really willing to think creatively. And I think that's very much for motherhood as well. You have to just be flexible and know that not everything goes to plan. Some people really do struggle with that. And I seem to be a person who thrives in change, so I think I'm just lucky in that way. But I think it is important to learn that it's okay for things to change and things not to go as planned, and really not beat yourself up during the process. I don't know. I've just kind of come back in the studio and I've been setting everything up, and I varnished these pieces behind me just recently, and I'm thrilled with how they're looking. So they're almost ready to be added to my website, which is very exciting. It's a series of 10 works that I created as a landscape, so they all work together as a panorama of sorts, and they are one big artwork together, but I love that they could be split up individually and kind of be accessed across everyone's home, and everyone kind of has a part of this greater good, this greater kindness, this greater beauty that is interwoven and connected together. I think there's so much beauty in that, and I'm going to do another series like this right after this one. I've got some canvases already ready, or I got some canvases already picked up. I have to stretch them and everything. And get them going. It takes a long time the way that I do these canvases, and I probably should be pricing them higher, to be honest, but at the same time I really want my art to be accessible and loved by more people, and to do so you have to price it a little bit lower so that it is accessible and that people can afford to buy it and enjoy it. Because what's the point of making it so expensive that people can't buy into it? It's too expensive for them. So I'm hoping that this will be a little bit more accessible for some people. And this line of work, while it has taken me months to complete, I'm not really invested in it for the money. I'm invested in it for the message and the meaning and the love and the kindness and the greater picture of it being one artwork together, the greater good of it all, greater beauty across humanity, and seeing the light and the kindness in them. So that really is an exciting thing for me to get them out into the world. I just have to put the hangers on the back and photograph them, and then they'll be ready. So those are the little developments that have been happening in my studio. I've also been working towards doing a few more playing with paint workshops where I create an image and we work towards creating it together, and we hope that everyone's is a little bit different and unique and really shows their personality. And I am hoping to host them in town here soon, and then I might look for some other spaces that I've never worked at before. But I'm also hoping to do a couple of workshops in my studio, so I think that would be super fun. If you'd like to see more of my artworks and know more about me, you can visit my website at www.RebekahVictoriaStudios.ca, and you will find more original paintings like these, and also my prints, my postcard prints, and my children's books are also available there. The link will be provided for you in the description. So there's always ideas coming. I don't know what the rest of this month is going to lead for me, where I don't even know what the date is. We're almost midway through the month, and I would love to get these up by the end of the month maybe. And I've also looked at maybe getting some work printed onto t-shirts, but depends if I can get them for a good price and good quality where it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then I probably won't do it, because I want them to be accessible and I want them to be enjoyable. So I'm looking into that, and I'm waiting on a few orders to come in of trials of what they look like, but we'll see. So there's always stuff in the works, even when it's a slower month. And I've been working on a few digital products, which I'll probably be adding to my website. There is one called the Unmasking Project, which I've been creating, and I've been actually working through it myself. It's like a 30-day kind of thing, but I personally am having a really hard time committing to a 30-day in a row. So I think there's real benefit in it, even if it's not 30 days in a row. So I'm working towards that, and hopefully that'll be available soon. It gives you like journal prompts and gratitude and things to really reflect on. And it's called the Unmasking Project, and it's really about understanding who you are at your core, understanding why you work a certain way, really helping you to see your gifts, your talent, your strengths, and helping you to notice them and really pay attention to them and really lean into them, because there is so much power in knowledge, and when you know yourself inside and out, there is so much power to that. And I know I could do a much better job at that, and I know that I'm really hard on myself, so I'm hoping that this will really help me get through some of those battles and really help me to see my power, my knowledge, and my gifts that I can share with this world. And so I'm hoping to release that soon as well. So while it feels like I've had a quieter month, when I say all of this together, I think it actually shows that I really haven't been taking that much downtime. I've just been maybe working smarter, not harder. And I've been really working in the margins and finding those gaps of times where I can do a little bit of work here and there. And that's been proving to be quite beneficial. And I think I just need to be a little bit less hard on myself is what I'm getting out of this video, because I was here coming to tell you sorry I've been MIA, because I've been doing resting and family and all that, but it turns out I've also been doing a lot of creative things in the process, and I need to listen to my own advice and be a lot less hard on myself and be a lot more forgiving and kind, and sit down and look at all the things and really define what I've been doing and what makes me feel successful and how I want to live my life, and maybe notice that I'm closer to it than I realized. So that is something that I've been really thinking a lot about lately too, is about what is success and really defining success for myself, and really understanding that it does not even come close to looking the same for every person. My success is very different than your success, and the people around us will have a different belief in success, and that is very much brought down to us through the things that we've learned from our parents, the way we've been raised, our upbringing, and I think a lot of that is developed in the first 7 years of life. So I think something that I've really been thinking about is how I need to start noticing how successful I am and start to teach my kids to notice how successful they are in different ways other than financial success, and help them to find success for themselves and help them to find what is going to make them feel successful and feel like the best humans they can be without focusing on financial gain necessarily, focusing on happiness and kindness and the things that we can bring to this world. And I think that when we sit down and look at the things that we truly want in our life and the things that we define as successful, we might realize we're a little bit closer to them than we thought we were. So I sat down recently with a friend of mine and we were chatting about this, and she gave me really solid advice of just sitting down with pen and paper for some time and really deciding, what do I define as success? What do I want? What makes me feel successful and why? And just really being honest with myself about how far away I am from that, and the small steps that I could be doing every day to get closer to it, and really noticing that maybe I'm closer than I realize, or maybe there's just some really small adjustments that could be made. And again, work smarter, not harder. These small adjustments could be made so that I could be a lot closer to success, my version of success, than I realized. And I think it's also really noticing that success is a human construct. We choose to define what success means for ourselves, but also our society is something that defines success. So we need to notice what that might be and whether we want to choose to conform to that or not. And I know that there is a lot of ways that we have to really conform to that, as in we need money to be able to live, and the cost of living is getting higher and higher, and the housing market is changing. And I am very aware that it's not just about inner success, there has to be financial as well, but I do believe there has to be a balance, and that it cannot be all based on financial gain what we're doing. Yeah, but it is 100% a human construct, and I think there is a lot of power in even voicing those words and understanding that, because we really do get to choose what we want in life. And if we're choosing the wrong things for ourselves, we're so much further away from happiness than we could be. And maybe we don't even realize it because we haven't awakened or opened our eyes to it by not even defining what success really means to us. Or maybe we're a lot closer than we realize, and we're just pushing ourselves unnecessarily, and we could just be happy in the moment, enjoy what we're doing, and just be okay, and just be here now and be present. So these are a lot of the conversations that I've been having around me, with my husband and with my friends and with my art colleagues. And then also I've just been having a lot of thought and deep rumination on this over this last couple months. And I think that I'm a lot closer than I realized to success, or I think that I had the wrong idea of what success for me really is until I did this project. So maybe I'll work on some sort of workbook about that at some point too, because I think that could be very beneficial as well, but we shall see. That is what I have to chat about today. I am going to leave you here, and I'm going to put my apron on and do a little bit of work here. I've got a little bit of painting I want to get done, and then I only have a little bit of time in the studio today, but I really wanted to chat with you today and finally get back to doing this, because I love making these videos and I love being here, and I don't even know if anyone's watching this, but I find them helpful for myself regardless, so whatever. That is what I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Maybe you have a little bit of time in your day as well to even have some creative discussions in your head, or write it down, or get some paintbrushes out, or whatever you want to do. I am sending you so much love. Bye. Just before I let you go, I just wanted to let you know that you can now bring a piece of my artwork into your own personal space. On my website, you will find original paintings, prints, postcard, mini prints, and you will also find my children's books. Each piece is made from the heart and holds a little piece of wonder and softness and story. So if you're interested, please head to my website at www.RebekahVictoriaStudios.ca, and I'll link it below.